The title of this book is Family Tree. It's by Pierce Corrin and illustrated by Marie-Josée Sacre. Family tree. And here we have an example of a family tree. So at the top it says great-grandmother Allegra, Grandpa Jack, Grandma Sue, Grandmother Elise, Grandfather Will, Aunt Alice, John, Sarah, Aunt Sandra, Uncle Paul, Uncle Bob, Cousin Tom, Cousin Peter. The character on the front is not named. Not yet. Family tree. Meet great-grandmother Allegra. She's very old and has only one tooth left. A long time ago, she ran a traveling circus. She still likes to visit with the sea lions and the big brown bear. She likes to visit with me too, but that's a long story. You see, great-grandmother Allegra is the mother of a daughter named Elsie. Great-grandmother Allegra. If you're having trouble following me, take a look at the family tree, which we did. Grandmother Elsie smells wonderful. She has red lips and wears lots of perfume. She wears rings and necklaces and shiny bracelets too. Her husband, Grandfather Will, always says, even when it's dark out, my Elsie shines like a lighthouse. Grandmother Elsie. If you're having trouble following me, take a look at the family tree. When Grandfather Will was young, he was a sea lion tamer in great-grandmother Allegra's circus. One evening, Will noticed Elsie selling popcorn and candy. They fell in love. Now, Will and Elsie are the parents of 3 sons, Bob and Paul and John. Grandfather Will. If you're having trouble following me, look at the family tree. So those are the 2. There's the great-grandmother. Those are the 2 we just covered. Here's their 3 sons, John, Paul, Bob. Uncle Bob is a sailor and a master of judo. In summer, he takes tourists out on his boat, and in winter, he goes off to sea to fish. So there's Uncle Bob, and you know what it says next. Uncle Paul is a band leader. He's also Uncle Bob's brother. Paul met a violin player named Sandra. Now, Uncle Paul and Aunt Sandra are the parents of 2 little boys, Aunt Sandra and Uncle Paul. If you're having trouble following, look at the family tree. So here's their 2 little boys, Tom and Peter. The 2 little boys are twins. Aunt Sandra says they are like 2 peas in a pod. They look so much alike. Still, they don't act alike. Tom loves books and growing plants. Peter would rather play video games. Sometimes they fight and yell at each other. But before you know it, they're best buddies again. Cousins Tom and Peter. If you're having trouble following me, take a look at the family tree. The other side of the family tree starts with Grandpa Jack and Grandma Sue. For many years, Jack and Sue sold bikes and baby carriages. Even now, they do everything together. When their daughter, Alice, travels to India, Grandpa Jack and Grandma Sue both take care of her Persian cats. Grandpa Jack and Grandma Sue, if you're having trouble following. So now we're on this side of the family tree. Grandpa Jack and Grandma Sue and their daughter Alice, who travels. Aunt Alice is an artist. When she isn't painting, she does yoga. That's all kinds of stretchy exercises. And she meditates. That's being quiet. She also likes to tell your future by reading the cards and the stars. She says, I've come a long way, and I still have a long way to go. Aunt Alice. Sarah, Aunt Alice's sister, is a mail carrier. During the day, she delivers the mail on her moped. In the evening, she makes puppets and marionettes. Once, she sold a beautiful puppet to a man named John. They fell in love, and they still love each other very, very much. Sarah. So let's go back to the family tree. So Aunt Alice and Sarah are sisters, and Sarah married John. John is the brother of Uncle Paul and Uncle Bob. He is the son of Grandmother Elsie and Grandfather Will, and he's the grandson of great-grandmother Allegra. John is also an actor who has his very own puppet theater. For a long time, John and Sarah were happy and sad. They were happy to be together, but they were sad to be such a small family. Then one day, something special happened. Their family grew. John. This is me. I looked like this on my first day in my new home. An airplane brought me from a faraway country. There, I no longer had a family. Here, everyone was expecting me. Now, I'm the cousin of Tom and Peter, the great-granddaughter of Allegra, the granddaughter of Jack and Sue, and of Elsie and Will, too. I'm the niece of Alice, Sandra, Paul, and Bob, and I'm the daughter of Sarah and John. They are my parents. They say on my first day in the family, they threw a big party to celebrate. I don't remember the party, but I'll never forget where I belong in our family tree. Me. Now I'm sure that you can see where I fit into the family tree. So there's the family playing their instruments, and it says, P.S. As soon as I'm big enough, I'm learning to play the trombone. And so there we are, back to the tree. Me. So that was family tree.